The 6 most underrated areas in San Diego that people honestly never even ask about. And a lot of these areas actually feature some of the lowest price points going up to some of the higher price points here in San Diego. And they also include some really good school districts. You're gonna have great accessibility to things like the beach, shopping centers, pretty much everything San Diego has to offer. And when people typically reach out to us, they're asking about areas like San Marcos, Oceanside, Carlsbad, La Jolla, which by the way, we've covered all of these zones in our top 7 areas to move here in San Diego. So make sure you check that one out after this video. But again, this is gonna be the top 6 most underrated areas in all of San Diego, where you can still find some opportunity that a lot of people seem to be missing. So whether your budget is less than $1 million or a bit more than that, you're definitely gonna wanna stay tuned. Here we go. By the way, my name is Nick, and you guys are reaching out all the time, and we really do love helping you out. So if you're thinking about making a move in or around San Diego, just shoot us a text, shoot us an email, or just straight up give us a call so we can help you save so much time and just help you make a smooth move right here to San Diego. So without further ado, let's just jump straight into the computer. Let's go ahead and get started on the 6 most underrated areas in all of San Diego. And this is gonna be the entire county right here in a nutshell. So a very, very big city. You got about 3.3 million people living here. And let me go over and just highlight which areas we're actually gonna be talking about today, which is going to be, let's go zoom in here. Okay, so here we go. So we got 3 down here, which is gonna be San Carlos, we got Clairemont, and we got University City, also known as UTC. And then we're gonna head just a bit north right here and talk about Mira Mesa, Carmel Mountain Ranch, and then last but not least, we're gonna head a little bit more north and head to a good old place called Fallbrook. So these are gonna be the 6 most underrated that we're talking about today. If you wanna know about the most popular, we have a video right here where we go over all that, and we do a map tour as well, because I know you guys love these type of videos. But we're actually gonna start from the lowest price points if you're looking for a home, going up to some of the higher price points. So we're actually gonna start right up here in Fallbrook. One thing to note about Fallbrook is the location. I wanna zoom out and just show you guys. This is as north as you can get in San Diego right here. So if you do have to commute to downtown San Diego or the airport pretty often, this might not be the best fit for you, because it's pretty far, as you guys can see. This is gonna take you about 45 minutes to an hour with no traffic to get down here. So it's a little bit of a stretch, a little bit further. So I'd say that's one of the cons, but one of the pros is here's Fallbrook right here. You take the 76 right here, about 30 minutes, I'd say, you're now at the beach. Completely different lifestyle, and when you're in Fallbrook, you don't even feel like you're even close to the beach. So this is a huge bonus, not to mention the prices, which I'll touch base on it in a second, but let's zoom in here. Let me show you. Google's telling us that this is Fallbrook, everything within this red dotted line. This is not true. This is all gonna be considered Fallbrook right here. So Duluth, Rainbow, the southern region, this is all Fallbrook. So it's a very, very big zone, but it's not for everybody, because it is a very, I don't wanna say rural, but it's a different type of lifestyle where you have a ton of gorgeous rolling hills all around you. A lot of these homes are gonna be on some acreage. They're gonna be older custom homes that are, some that have never been redone or renovated, while others are beautifully remastered and they're just gorgeous. So that's kind of the lifestyle out here. It's gonna be more of a rural living, country, laid back lifestyle. And one thing I wanna touch on is the shopping. So most of Fallbrook, as you guys can see, this is all residential for the most part. Yeah, you're gonna have some wineries, you're gonna have a few commercial areas, things like that, but most of it's gonna be very rural. So depending on where you live, this zone right here, this is really your hub for all your shopping. So you could live way over here, you could live way down here. This could take you, 15, 20 minutes just to get to the local grocery store. So to some people, that's a little too far. Some people absolutely love that. So I'll let you decide on that. But this is all residential up here, especially when you get into Duluth. Gorgeous homes with some just jaw-dropping views. You can even see the ocean from some of these houses. As you get down into the southern area, this is more favorable in my opinion, like Green Canyon Road off of this street. You have Gird Road. These are going to be some great areas to look because, I mean, I always recommend it if you're looking to Fallbrook because you're closer to the 76, which means you're closer to civilization. You can get to stuff a lot easier and it will save, 15, 20 minutes of a commute. Now, let's head into Fallbrook real quick because this is going to be, I just want to show you some of the shopping. This is going to be like some of your main commercial areas where you have some chains. You got like a Jersey Mike's. You're going to have an Albertsons. You do have a lot of good restaurants actually here in Fallbrook. And then you have like Northgate Market's going to be over here. It's a lot of agriculture out here, meaning ton of avocado trees, ton of farms, just a feeling like that, which I really, really like. But the downtown area here is very, very small. It's actually going to be right off here on Main Street. But it only runs about a mile. But once you kind of cruise around this area, you'll understand what I'm saying. It's just slower pace of life, cute brick buildings. You got yoga studios, you got little cafes, you got some restaurants. 127 West Social House is really good. So you got some bars and things like that. So there's definitely stuff to do. You just got to head into town, which is weird to say, especially in San Diego, because there's just shopping amenities all over the place. So it's a little bit different of a lifestyle here in Fallbrook, but that's the overall feel. Is if you're looking for something with land and you want more of a laid back lifestyle, this is going to be great. But let's go over a little bit of what's sold in the past 30 days so you can get an idea of prices here. The median home value is one of the lowest in San Diego, and it's about $975,000 for a single family home. Now, this is what's sold in the last 30 days. This is all single family homes, so you can see stuff as high as 1.7 going all the way down to, 782. So here's something that sold for $782,000, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,500 square feet on about a quarter of an acre. So not too shabby if you ask me. Good price. Really difficult to find a single family home for under $800,000 anywhere in San Diego. Or if you want something a little bit more luxurious, here's something that sold for close to 1.8, 5-bedroom, 5-bath, 4,600 square feet, $385 a square foot, guys. This is insanely cheap. Finding anything $500 a square foot below that is very, very difficult in San Diego. So this is one of the places you can do it. Here's another one for 1.3 on 2.5 acres. 1.2 million, 2,200. So you get what I'm saying. You can find stuff below, 800,000. A lot of time capsules. I can tell you right here. This one probably needs a full renovation. I bet the kitchen's outdated. A lot of that happening in Fallbrook as well. So you'll see homes that just need to be updated, while others are completely updated. So the choice is yours, and depending on what you like, you can probably find it right here in Fallbrook. It just depends if you like that lifestyle. But let's head out of Fallbrook and let's go down to a neighborhood known as Mira Mesa. So Mira Mesa is a lot smaller compared to Fallbrook, which you just saw. And I think a lot of people skip over Mira Mesa because it was known as a military town for so long, because just to the south, you have the Miramar Air Base over here. But I can tell you right now, especially because of the prices, that a lot of people, especially young families, are gravitating towards Mira Mesa. You got some really good schools over here, and it's a little less expensive. Not to mention, look at the location real quick. It's very, very central here in San Diego, so you can shoot downtown very quick. You can get over to the beach really fast. You can get over to Encinitas if you want to go try some new restaurants. So great location to be in Mira Mesa. Now let's kind of zoom in, because most of Mira Mesa, I'd say about 90% again, are going to be about residential. You can see all the residential streets all throughout. And then your main shopping districts, you're going to have a big one right here. You got Mira Mesa High School, which the high schools here are rated really, really good as well, especially for the price. And then you have a huge shopping center and Trader Joe's, which everybody wants a Trader Joe's close by, right over in this zone right here. So you have a Regal Cinema, you're gonna have an In-N-Out Burger, you're gonna have a Sprouts, you're gonna have a bunch of shopping, which is great. And it's all, look at this, it's all within probably 5 minutes of your house. Now, let me kind of zoom in here, because a lot of the homes over here, you're gonna have sidewalks, you're gonna have walkability, whereas Fallbrook, you don't really have any walkability at all. It's all windy roads up there. So if you got kids or anything like that, this is gonna be a great zone, depending on where you're at in your life. An area like Fallbrook that we just talked about, that's going to be a lot of older retiring people. So this is going to have a little younger and hip feel to it. And you can see, look at all of these parks. You got parks all over the place. You got this park, you have another park right here, you got another park. Pretty sure you have about 11 community parks just in Mira Mesa. Not to mention, if you like getting outdoors and hitting trails, right here in the Penasquitos Canyon, you have so many trails. You can see how they all break off literally all over the place. And then even right here, or I should say across the 15, this is Lake Miramar as well if you want to get some fishing done or just kind of walk around the lake. Very cool vibe over here, and some really good schools. Now, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about the real estate and the prices. Now, the median home value is just over $1 million at $1,061,000. So that's for a single family home. That is not bad at all. And you can see this is some stuff that's sold in the past 30 days. You got one that sold at $935. It was a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, and it went 11% over asking. I think everything goes over asking over here. 17% above asking, 1.3 million. This one sold for 1.2, 1,200 square feet, 15% above asking. Oh, we don't want to pull up that. I don't know what that is. $1 million, 4-bedroom, 2-bath. So you can see the prices. You can find something as low as 900,000 going up to 1.1, 1.2. It just really depends on the quality of the house, how big it is, all that type of stuff. So that's kind of just to give you a little taste of this. But again, Mira Mesa could be a good fit. You might want to check that one out. And just a quick reminder, guys, as much as we love making these videos for you guys, we love helping you with your real estate needs just a little bit more. So if you have any questions on any of these neighborhoods, we know them like the back of our hand. All of our information is down below. And if you're getting any value out of this video, do us a huge favor and just hit that like button. It means the world to us. Now we'll head into our third neighborhood, which is about 15-minute drive south of Mira Mesa. And we are now going to land in an area known as San Carlos. And we're actually going to cover 3 neighborhoods because they all go hand in hand right here. So you have San Carlos, we have Allied Gardens, and then let me zoom in and you have Del Cerro. These are all going to be very similar, and if you're shopping in one, you should be looking in the others too because they're very similar, like I said. What I want to touch base on is the location here. Very, very prime, as you can see. It's pretty much everything in between this little zone right here. But let me zoom out because the proximity to things is amazing. You're not paying this crazy price to be close to the beach, you know, in La Jolla or Pacific Beach where you need $2 to $3 million to get in. Over here, you can get in around $1 million. So this is great. And look at how close you are to the airport. You got downtown San Diego. You got the beaches that are really close. You can shoot down to Coronado. So this location is awesome. And so many people skip over this area. So if you're looking in central San Diego or need to be close to a certain commute or something, be looking in this area because the prices are still very, very awesome. Now, the median home price for a single family home is going to be $1,150,000. Now, a lot of it is residential. As you can see, it's kind of twists and turns. You have some really gorgeous homes back here. You know, a lot of them are very mid-century, which I love a mid-century house. Homes are usually built in the 70s, 80s, but you can see all the residential going on. And one thing I really like is if you like views, you have a lot of homes that sit on canyons, as you can see right here, and have some absolutely gorgeous views. And you have trails that kind of twist and turn throughout all of these. So really, really nice when it comes to the homes, and the price point is amazing. And you got a lot of commercial stuff happening very, very close to you. So if you have to shoot over to a cafe or go to the grocery store, you got a Home Depot, you got a lot going on. Right here is where this is Snapdragon now, but it used to be the famous Qualcomm Stadium. This is where San Diego State actually has their football team play, and San Diego State is actually right over here. So a little bit of a college area. Well, there is college area right here, kind of in La Mesa area, so a younger crowd. But I would say your walk of life over here is really a lot of younger families again because the price point is still really good. So that's kind of the vibe going on. You got schools that twist and turn throughout. You got the Cowles Mountain over here if you want to go hiking. So location-wise, really great. But let's talk a little bit about this real estate. So not a lot sold in the past 30 days over here, but you can see on the low end, stuff is selling for, let's just say $830K. This is a 3-bedroom, 1.5 bath at 1,100 square feet. Let's see what $1 million will get you. $1 million will get you something like this, 4-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,500 square feet. If you got a little bit juicier of a budget, you got some gorgeous homes here. Here's a really nice one that's completely updated. Looks like a really nice designed kitchen. 1.5 million, 2,300 square feet, 4-bedroom, 2-bath. Now, this isn't going to be a place you have no HOAs back here or anything like that, so that's a big appeal to it as well. A lot of walkability and things like that. So Del Cerro, San Carlos, Allied Garden could could be good fits too. Now for our next neighborhood, we're actually gonna head up north, and we're gonna head, this is probably about a 15-minute drive as well. Now we're gonna land in the tiny area known as Carmel Mountain Ranch. Kind of a cute little area right here, so you guys can see it's not a whole lot going on, but I will say one thing that is going on is all of the shopping. This is a giant shopping center that has everything and more you could ever need. You got your Trader Joe's. You got a film center over here, which is actually really cool. A lot of people love that. Chick-fil-A, you got restaurants, you got Home Depot, and then you have the one, the only, the Costco. So this is one of your only Costco's actually off the 15, especially in North County. So people are coming from all over, especially Poway. So this is right outside of Poway. Right here, you're gonna have Forest Ranch. You're gonna have Del Sur, which I talk a lot about in other videos. Rancho Bernardo. So a lot of these people actually come right here to this shopping center, which means if you live in here, you're gonna get some great walkability. Chances are you can walk and go do all that stuff if you're looking for a walkable zone. Not to mention, while Highland Ranch is up, the schools in Carmel Mountain Ranch are some of the best that we're gonna talk about in this entire list. It's part of the Poway Unified School District. So you have schools that are rated 8s and 9s all day long. So people are paying a lot of money to be in areas like this. Now, you can see basically besides this area or your commercial zone, it's all residential, and then you have a lot of preserved open land, which this is a big peak over here. So if you like hiking, you're gonna have that just right in your backyard. So that's a huge bonus. Zooming in here real quick, I do wanna say there is a lot of townhomes and condos throughout, limited single family options, but you will have options. But the median home value right here in Carmel Ranch is about $1,160,000. Now, I want to pull up some of this real quick to show you. Here's this small little zone again that you can find some townhomes. If you're like got a lower budget below $1 million, this is going to be a great area because you can find some really nice townhomes for $800,000, which is great. Get rid of that. Here's one for $750,000. That's not too bad. Now your single family options are going to get a little bit more expensive. 1.3. You got one for 1.2, 1,600 square feet. That sounds about right. A lot of these homes are a little bit newer for San Diego. I'd say they're going to be built about 2000 and newer. A lot of the other communities, older homes built in the 80s and 70s and things like here. Here's a small condo. Oh, I don't know what that is for 400. Here's another little single family home for 989. And then here's a big boy, 2.1 for a 5-bedroom, 3-bath. So let's head out of Carmel Mountain Ranch. And I actually saved two of my favorite flybys for the end, and they happen to be two of the more expensive ones. Now, this one's going to be Clairemont, which is, I don't know what it is, but a lot of people seem to skip over Clairemont, and it's got one of the best locations in all of San Diego County because look where it's at. You're dead set in the middle, and you're only like 5-10 minutes from the beach. You can get over to La Jolla really easy. You can get up to North County, San Diego, and all that has to offer, really quick as well. And then downtown and the airport's all gonna be right in this little zone. So accessibility, great. But let's zoom into this a little bit. Well, I wanna talk a little bit about this too, because Convoy Street right here in Kearny Mesa, this is some of your best Asian food. You have so many different options. Make sure you definitely check that area out as well. But let's talk a little bit about the Clairemont style living. So Clairemont's a pretty big area. As you can see, it's surrounded by freeways, which makes the accessibility pretty nice. But you have a couple different neighborhoods within. You have Bayho, which is going to be pretty much this whole zone right here. Some nice homes. And then this western little part right here, this is going to be Bay Park. So I always recommend if you got a little bit higher of a budget, look on the western ends. You got some really nice neighborhoods over in this zone. And then most of Clairemont is going to be, again, residential. I can show you the commercial areas with the shopping and the restaurants. That's all going to be right in these zones. You got another one over here. So you got plenty of not opportunities, but plenty of areas for that. You're only going to be 5 minutes away from a shopping plaza. You got schools throughout Clairemont too for the little kiddos. I would say one of the biggest cons about it is some of these neighborhoods, like a lot of this, Mount Acadia, a lot of these mountain streets, you have some really nice homes, and then the neighbor's house could be a complete eyesore that needs to be completely renovated. So you're going to see homes like that kind of throughout these neighborhoods. But besides that, Clairemont's going to be a great area for you. Look, you got a Target, you got a 99 Ranch Market. That's going to be an Asian market too, which is kind of cool if you want to make some food at home. Well, Asian night, but you got a ton of cool things. Here's a Costco as well in Clairemont, just right on the 5 right here. So accessibility is going to be great over here, a big hidden gem. Now, when it comes to the prices, the median home price is going to be about $1,250,000 for a single family home, but you can find single family homes right around $1 million. You won't have a ton of options, but depending on what you're looking for, you can kind of get a grasp on what's sold recently as far as prices go. Look, Mission Bay's right here. You just have so many fun things to do if you live in Clairemont. But here's one that sold for 1.5. So it's a 4-bedroom, 2-bath, 2,000 square feet. Here's one for 1.2 million. Looks like it's fresh, renovated, 1.2, pretty small, 1,000 square feet. Let's find something on the lower end, 950K. See, this is one of those eyesores that I was talking about. 950,000 for a fixer like that. 4-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,600 square feet. Sold above asking by 5%. So that should give you an idea on prices over here. Here's one for 901. I'm sure this probably needed to be updated as well. Here's 1.25, 1,500 square feet. So right about 1.1, 1.2, you start seeing some good options. This is 1.35. Cute looking home. I'm sure that one's nice inside. And then it gets pretty expensive as you get to Bay Park, where I was talking about, closer to 2 million, and then 1.75 over here. So a lot of different options in Clairemont. Now for our last one, this one's conveniently located just north across the highway right here. We're gonna land in an area known as University City, also known as UTC, University Town Center. Now, this is very similar vibe to Clairemont, a little bit more expensive. You can see down here, this is all residential over here. You have a couple little shopping centers. This is a little commercial zone. You got another little zone right here for all your shopping needs. So that's great to have. You got a couple schools just in this zone, and people love University City. So these are gonna be all single family homes, especially down in this zone. I don't think you can find any condos over here, to be completely honest. Maybe over here. But besides that, it's all single family living. You got UTC High School right here. And then once you go above I should say across this bridge, this is going to take you to all the condos and all the townhomes. So if you have a lower budget, this is going to be great for you. But I was actually here last night, but you're going to have the Westfield UTC Mall right here, which is a lot of fun. It's a very high-end mall, and you have all these shops. Everything you could think of is right here. You got a Nordstrom. You're going to have an Apple store. You're going to have a ton of restaurants. You got Ding Tang Fung, which is delicious. You're going to have Javier's. The food options are just out of this world. You'll go nuts. That might be one of the cons, actually. If you live in UTC, you're probably going to eat out a lot because you just have so many great options. But besides that, too, I find a lot of people live over here because it's very accessible. You got a lot of health centers. You got UC San Diego Health System, or Health Center, I should say. You got UCSD, which is across the freeway. La Jolla, everything La Jolla has to offer is literally just right across the 5 right here. So this location is awesome. Again, a lot of single family down here. This is going to be all your townhome options and condo living. And then you have that mall, which is amazing. And then a lot of commercial and tech and a lot of stuff like that. So you got a lot of money over here because you don't have to drive very far to get to the office. Now, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about the real estate a little bit more. Now, the median home value over here is going to be a bit higher. I believe it's about 1.3 million for a single family home. And again, here's all your single family options down here. They go well above 1.6. So here's one for 1.6. It was 1,800 square feet, 5-bedroom, 3-bath. Here's one for 147, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,300 square feet. Here's a condo over here. But this is where most of your condos are going to be. So you can get something. This is a 1-bedroom for 530. Here's a 2-bedroom for 900. 2-bedroom, 1-bath for 670,000. So a lot of parks too. You can see, I like this map actually a little bit better because it shows all the open green spaces and parks and things to do like that. So big family orientation over here, which is great if you got kiddos. But that's pretty much what the prices look like just over here. So in our opinion, those are the 6 areas that a lot of people don't really seem to ever ask questions about, where there's still a ton of opportunity and value. So I wanted to do as much as I can and just break it down for you and give you an idea to kind of open up your mind and see which area is going to work for you a little bit better. But obviously, it's totally going to depend on so many things like your budget, your commute, what schools do your kids need to be at. There's so many different things. That's why it's so important that you guys do reach out so we can have a one-on-one, whether it be through Zoom or a phone call or in person, just to help figure out which area is going to be the best for you and help make the search as easy as possible and as stress-free as possible. So if you guys have any questions, all of our information is down below. Feel free to reach out. And we have a couple videos right here that I think will also be extremely helpful. I'll see you there.